للكافرين سلاسل وأغلالا وسعيرا إن الأبرار يشربون من كأس كان مزاجها كافورا عينا يشرب بها عباد الله يفجرونها تفجيرا يوفون بالنذر ويخافون يوما كان شره مستطيرا ويطعمون الطعام على حبه مسكينا ويتيما وأسيرا إنما نطعمكم لوجه الله لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا إنا نخاف من ربنا يوما عبوسا قمطريرا فوقاهم الله شر ذلك اليوم ولقاهم نضرة وسرورا صدق الله العلي العظيم.
اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد.
This surah, especially the first ayat where we were revealed to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam after an incident that happened with Imam Ali and Sayyidah Fatima and Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein. At one time, Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein were sick, and Rasulullah came with his companions to visit Imam Ali and his family. And they suggested to Imam Ali that he fasts and Sayyidah Zahra fasts, so Allah may give health to Imam Hassan. So they made a vow neither to fast 3 days, and all of them fasted 3 days. Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein fasted, Sayyidah Fatima fasted, Imam Ali fasted. And also another lady that was working with them also fasted. So the first day they fasted. At the end of the day, they wanted to break the fast. They prepared some food, little food just for them. They didn't eat much to start with. And just before they started to break their fast, somebody knocks at the door and he says, I am a miskin and I don't have any food. Do you have something for me? And knowing that they already had little, if they want to share it with him, he's not going to be full. So they gave him all the food. And they broke their fast on water. And they fasted the second day, right before they about to break the fast, a person also comes to their door and says, I am hungry, I'm an orphan, can you give me some food? And they gave him all the food they had. And they fasted the third day on water again. And at the end of the day, just before they breaking their fast, a person comes in and he says, I'm a prisoner, you imprison me, and they don't give me food. Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam gave him the food. So for 3 days they fasted practically with just on water. So Rasulullah comes to visit them and he saw all their faces yellow because of so much hunger. And he felt, from his heart how they were. He prayed to Allah to bless them. And Jibreel comes down with these ayat. So let me tell you what these ayat are saying. Allah is saying, has there been a time during which the man was nothing to be mentioned? That is before creation, of course. And Allah says, we have created the man from a zygote, because nutfa in Arabic means like in English. Amshaj, that he is describing actually how the process takes place, how the sperm and the egg becomes a zygote, and how the zygote multiplies until it becomes a baby. So the amshaj, the word amshaj, it's the best description for the early stage of a zygote coming into. There is nothing you can. It's with just one single word. If you take the images of how the zygote is developing into an embryo, and during these stages, Amshaj is the best description. Naphtali means we take him from one stage or it from one stage to another until we make him Sami'an Basira. The embryo starts to hear way before he starts to see. Seeing is after birth, hearing before. That's why Allah says Sami' before Basir. إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُ السَّبِيلَ إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. We have created him in such a way that he can be guided, and we did guide him to the path. It's up to him to be shakir or kafur. إِنَّا أَعْتَدْنَا لِلْكَافِرِينَ سَلَاسِلَ وَأَغْلَالًا وَسَعِيرًا. Now he's warning us. He says to the kuffar, we have prepared chains and ties and fire. So he's in a way of trying to tell us avoid that. So the creation of hell to start with is not meant to really to be created except as a deferment or a way to push us away from hell. And if we go away from hell, the only place we can be is in Jannah. So hell isn't meant to really to start with to punish us, but actually to if we don't go to heaven on our own, Allah is saying don't go to hell. And if we don't go to hell, we go to heaven. So he's inviting us to heaven in many ways, but if we fail to go to heaven and see it, he says, okay, don't go there. There is fire there. So the fire is another invitation to heaven. It's the negative side of invitation to heaven. So the positive side of invitation to heaven, when Allah describes heaven, it's so beautiful, trees, rivers, water, all of these beautiful things. But if we don't want to go there for some reason, he says, okay, at least don't go there to hell. So he created hell as a way to push us to heaven. إن الأبرار يشربون من كأس كان مزاجها كافورا. So he's describing what happens to a kafir, and he's describing what happens to a bar. Bar means the one who fulfills promise to Allah. إن الأبرار يشربون من كأس كان مزاجها كافورا. Abrar are the ones who fulfill their promise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the description here is an invitation also. He wants us to be among the Abrar. So what do Abrar do? إن الأبرار يشربون. The Abrar, prophets are Abrar. Angels are Abrar. Mu'mineen are Abrar. Shuhada are Abrar. Salihin are Abrar. What do? They drink from a cup. What is in the cup? A mixture of kafur and something else. So you have water, for example, and you mix it with a little bit kafur. That kafur is the mix, is the hint of the drink. A drink that has the hint of kafur or a mix of kafur. Now, the better bar you are, the more kafur you will have in that drink. The more kafur you will have. But the kafur is the mix. But what is a kafur? عينا يشرب بها عباد الله يفجرونها تفجيرا. Kafur is not the drink of Abrar. It's the mix that mixes with the drink of Abrar. But what is kafur? Kafur is عينا, meaning a spring. يشرب بها عباد الله. The ibad Allah, they drink that kafur. They don't drink something else, just pure kafur. And what happens? Where does the kafur come from? They cause the spring to explode. They bring out kafur. Who are ibadullah? Yufuna bin nas. Ali wa Fatim, Hassan wa Hussein. These are ibadullah. They are the source of kafur. The prophets will drink a little bit of that kafur. Their pure kafur, Ahlul Bayt, their pure drink, Ahlul Bayt, is kafur. Anbiya cannot drink pure kafur. It's too much for them. They can drink a little bit of it, and that makes them Anbiya. And Shuhada can drink a little bit of it, and that makes them Shuhada. Salihin can drink a little bit of kafur in their mix. But the kafur itself is a spring that Ali Muhammad bring to existence. Which means all the prophets, to become prophets, have to learn from Ali Muhammad. All the angels to become angels have to learn from Ali Muhammad. All shuhada have to learn from Ali Muhammad. All salihin have to learn from Ali Muhammad. Have to take that purity, that devotion, that fulfillment of the promise to Allah. They have to learn it from Muhammad or Ali. How do they bring it to exist? How do Ali Muhammad bring Kafur to exist? That spring, how does it explode? يوفون بالنذر. They fulfill their vow. ويخافون يوما كان شره مستطير. We know Ali Muhammad are not afraid of anything. They are not afraid of anything. But Allah is saying they are afraid of a day that has flare of shar, flaring shar. What is that day? To Ali Muhammad, a moment of ghafla, or a moment of forgiveness, a moment where they move away from Allah. Just one split of a second, if they forget Allah or if they disconnect from Allah, one split of a second, that is to them a day that is shar mustatir. And that's true. If Rasulullah disconnects from Allah, the entire universe disappears. We said last night that everything happens by salat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. That salat means connection. The connection between Allah and Rasulullah is what brings the